Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Mark Evans, and I'm going to be your instructor for the next 10 weeks as we study com235. Com235 is called Spreadsheet Solutions, and really there are two programs we're going to be looking at in this class. We're going to spend half of our time looking at Microsoft Excel and some of the things that you can do with Excel, whether they're simple or complex formulas, charting, databases, things like that. So we're going to spend the first half of the class working in Microsoft Excel. Second half of the class, we're going to be looking at Microsoft Access, which is a relational database. And a relational databases run a lot of things that we do, and we don't pay much attention to it really. Things like Amazon and a lot of your web pages and things really are relational databases behind the scenes. And so we're going to spend the second half of our course looking at that. To give you some heads up on the class, things that you should know, the class is 10 weeks long. We meet once a week on Thursday nights on the Zoom sessions. We will be posting the links in the discussions, in the announcements for those Zooms. I think they're on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. And each of those are required. They are graded, and keep in mind the school policy that you can't miss more than 3 of those or you'll be dropped from the class. So Zoom sessions on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Each week you'll be going into the class online. You'll be working on assignments and discussion posts and quizzes and things like that. The school uses a program called Test Out. So what will happen is you'll click on assignment. It will take you out to the Test Out program. You'll complete that assignment. It'll give you feedback in terms of how well you did, and then Test Out puts a grade in the grade book for you in terms of how well you did. I will be watching that and helping as much as I can there. Sometimes Test Out doesn't move the grade over to the grade book, so I do a manual sync every day to make sure that it does. So first pointer for the class: if you do something that you've done it and you don't get the grade for it, just send me an email or a text and say, hey Mark, this is so-and-so student, and I did assignment so-and-so, and I don't see my grade. And I'll be happy to sync it, check it out, see what's going on with that. So each week you'll be completing the various assignments in Test Out. Also, that you'll have a midterm exam, you have a final exam. Those are in Test Out as well. And about week 7 or 8, I think week 8, you'll have a proctored exam, which is a very short questionnaire that you have to complete. We'll give you more info on that later. So your quizzes, your exams, your assignments, all coming out of Test Out, and that's very simple. We also will participate in discussion posts each week. Each week you should respond to the discussion posts that I put out there. You'll obviously comment about that, and then you'll sometime later comment about something else that one of the other students have said or that I said. So let me kind of rephrase that, because I'm not sure I explained that quite right. But each Sunday when the class gets started, there is a discussion topic. I go ahead and comment about it so you can see kind of what we're talking about. And between Sunday and Wednesday, you comment likewise on the subject matter. Between Wednesday and Saturday, when the class session ends for the week, you also submit a second response where you say more about that subject, responding to a student or to me. Okay, best practice is to submit early, because then we all are talking about the subject and seeing what's going on. Okay, so two posts each week in your discussion post. So basically, that's it for that. Keep in mind, late work, I follow the school policy for late work, so you can get most things turned in late if you have to, up to a point. You cannot turn discussion posts in late. So the weekly discussion post, if you're going to be on vacation, you've got to work, you see that you've got a conflict in your schedule, at least get the discussion post done, because you don't get to make that up, but you do get to make the other things up. That will help you manage your time. Probably the single biggest reason that I see people fail or do bad in these classes is they don't do the work. I'm very helpful. I'm available to you whenever you need me. We want you to do well. It's in our best interests that you pass and do well. But I usually tell students I can't fix zeros. So if you don't do the work, I can't help you. So please keep an eye on the grade book, and anything that you see missing, let's deal with it. If you get a zero, that does not mean you have to stick with that zero. You can still click on the link in the grade book to that particular assignment. It will take you out to Test Out where you can do it, and you can catch that up. We'll talk more about that later. We'll go over a lot of this stuff in detail when we have our Zoom session for the first night. Just trying to give you a few heads ups along the way. Class is usually pretty fun. A lot of things to learn in both the programs that can be useful in our personal life and in our work life. So I think you're going to enjoy it. Some of it's probably a rehash from com151, where you were introduced to these subjects and now you'll get into them a little bit deeper. But I hope that you're going to enjoy the class. I know that I'm going to look forward to working with you. We'll see you on the Zoom session Thursday night. And in the meantime, email me or text me if you got any kind of questions. Again, this is Mark, your instructor, and welcome to the class.